Did you know that only about 20% of how long you live is dictated by your genetics? The other 80%? That is entirely up to you. So today, we're going to break down some simple science-backed habits that can actually help turn back your biological clock. A lot of us think aging is just this genetic lottery, right? That we can't win. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, just look at this. That huge 80% slice, that's us. That's our daily choices, our environment, our habits. It just goes to show you how much control we really have. All right, so here's our roadmap for adding healthy, vibrant years to your life. We're going to start with the big idea, the core principle, and then jump right into 5 super actionable habits. We're talking movement, diet, community, physical stability, and even a sense of purpose. And this is the main takeaway. You are in the driver's seat. Seriously, this has nothing to do with expensive anti-aging treatments or running marathons. It's all about making small, consistent shifts in your lifestyle. The kind of things people in the world's longest living places, the blue zones, have been doing for, centuries. Okay, let's jump into our first habit. And this one, it really challenges a huge misconception about fitness. So many of us think, to get healthy, I've got to go to the gym, I've got to lift heavy weights. But guess what? The world's longest living people, they're not pumping iron. Nope. They just weave natural movement into every single part of their day. And this quote, it's brilliant. And honestly, kind of scary, right? It just perfectly nails the danger of our modern sit-down lives. I mean, think about it. When you sit for hours on end, your metabolism basically just goes to sleep. Your circulation slows way down, and your body pretty much enters a state of hibernation. So what's the fix? Well, it's this concept called NEAT. Now, I know, it sounds super technical, but it's actually incredibly simple. NEAT is just the energy you burn doing, everything that isn't formal exercise. We're talking walking to the mailbox, gardening, even just fidgeting at your desk. So the action plan here isn't about running a 5K tomorrow. It's about snacking on movement all day long, little bites of activity, like set a timer to stand up every 45 minutes, take the stairs, park in that faraway spot. These little things, done consistently, keep your blood flowing and your body active. And that's way more powerful than sitting for 8 hours and then trying to make up for it at the gym. It's all about consistency over intensity. Okay, so let's keep this idea of small, consistent actions going. We've talked about how we move our bodies. Now let's talk about how we fuel them. We're about to get into what might be the single biggest dietary mistake that can rob people of their independence as they get older. Yep, it's what's known as the tea and toast trap. You know the pattern. As we get older, a lot of us start eating lighter meals. But here's the kicker. Our bodies actually get less efficient at using protein, so we actually need more of it, not less, to fight off that age-related muscle loss, which has a technical name, sarcopenia. And I absolutely love this way of framing it. Think about it. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. Not at all. It's like the fundamental scaffolding that holds your entire body strong. It's literally what lets you lift your grandkids, or open that stubborn jar, or carry your own groceries when you're 90. It is your insurance policy against falls and losing your independence. So the game plan is super simple. Anchor every single meal with a palm-sized chunk of protein. That's it. So instead of plain toast, go for eggs or Greek yogurt. Instead of a plain salad, toss in some chicken or chickpeas. This one simple rule makes sure your body is constantly getting the building blocks it needs to repair itself and keep your muscles strong and functional. All right, let's move on. Our next habit. This might be even more powerful for how long you live than any superfood or workout routine out there. It's something we all tend to overlook in our crazy busy lives. It's all about connection. The science on this is it's staggering. Seriously. Study after study shows that being chronically lonely can be as bad for your lifespan as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. Our brains, our bodies, we are wired for connection. We need that, call it social friction, the back and forth of conversation, laughter, even a friendly debate. It's what keeps us sharp and healthy. So the big takeaway here is you've got to be intentional about it. Don't just wait for social stuff to happen. You have to schedule it, just like you would a doctor's appointment. Put that coffee date in your calendar and treat it like it's non-negotiable. Because at the end of the day, a long life is so much better when it's shared. Building your village, that's a real investment in keeping your heart and your brain young. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. I want to dive into a quick, super practical test. This involves 2 of the most powerful physical predictors of a long and independent life. And hey, quick safety note. Please only try this next part if you're near a wall or a chair you can grab onto for support. Seems almost too simple. doesn't it? But believe it or not, your ability to do this is a surprisingly accurate sign of your overall health. I'm talking statistically linked to a lower risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and of course, those dangerous falls, which are a huge reason people lose their independence as they get older. And the fix is so easy. It's a simple micro habit you can tack onto a routine you already have. It's called the stork practice. While you're brushing your teeth, just stand on one leg. Hold onto the sink if you need to, no big deal. Maybe do the left leg in the morning, right leg at night. I know it sounds trivial, but this tiny daily practice is actively rebuilding the critical connection between your brain and your feet. It's literally maintaining your balance and preventing falls before they can even happen. All right, we're at our last habit. And this is the one that really gives all the others meaning. It's the why. It's the psychological engine that drives a long and truly vibrant life. You know, different cultures all have a name for this. In Japan, they call it Ikigai. In France, raison d'être. The name doesn't matter, but the concept is universal, and it is absolutely essential for a long life. It's your why. It's your reason for being, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, feeling like the day has possibility. So here's what's really going on under the hood. A life without purpose, especially after a big shift like retirement, can actually send a signal to your body that it's time to start shutting down. You need a mission. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, but it needs to tell your body, hey, we're not done yet. You're still needed, you're still engaged, we've still got things to do. And this quote just nails it. Your purpose doesn't have to be some grand, world-changing job. Not at all. It just has to keep you curious. Because the moment we stop learning, the moment we stop exploring, that's when we really start to age. So what could your mission be? It can be literally anything that sparks your interest. Maybe it's dedicating yourself to being the best grandparent ever. Maybe it's mastering the art of growing the perfect tomato. Or maybe it's finally learning Italian, Just find that one thing that makes you genuinely excited to see what tomorrow brings. And that really brings us to the most hopeful and beautiful truth in all of this. It is never, ever too late to start. It doesn't matter if you're 55, 65, or 85. Your body is this miraculous thing that is always trying to repair and heal itself. So if you give it the right inputs, that movement, that protein, the connection, the balance, and a real purpose, I promise you it will reward you. You'll feel an energy and a vitality you might have thought was long gone. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.